Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Go Home episode of Friday. Well, so much for introductions. What I was about to say was, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Go Home episode of Friday Night SmackDown. This is the SmackDown before the Royal Rumble. An absolutely massive week heading your way in the next 24 hours. Being interrupted by the dissension here, making their way down to the ring. Liv Morgan, Damian Priest, and Kenny Omega. And you'll notice there's one man missing. And that's Finn Balor. And that is by design. Because later on tonight, in our main event, it will be Finn Balor, LA Knight, and Rey Mysterio competing in a triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. The Dissension, they have been running SmackDown with an iron fist as of late. It's been absolute domination. We saw Liv Morgan lead Dominic Mysterio around the building last week, and well, we were just talking about Dominic Mysterio. Here comes Bayley. Here comes the women's champion, and she is pissed. Of course, Liv Morgan leading Dominic Mysterio all around the arena last week, stealing his shirt, and then they hopped inside of an ambulance together. After that, I'm not sure what happened. Well, that's just classless from Liv Morgan. Oh, wait. Is this actually happening? Are we going to start off SmackDown? We got a referee in the ring. We might be starting SmackDown off with a Women's World Championship match. And I'm trying to play Peacekeeper here from the looks of it. Bayley telling Dom to get lost. It looks like this match is actually happening. And the bell is rung. We got ourselves a women's championship match to kick off Friday Night SmackDown. And this is not how I imagine things to start off here tonight. And right off the bat, both women, Liv Morgan, Bayley, going back and forth. These two women absolutely cannot stand each other. Of course, SmackDown is live in the home of the Atlanta Hawks, just across the street from the Georgia Dome, which will hold both nights of the Royal Rumble. Now Bayley sending Morgan off the ropes there. Now look at this Deus press, just slamming the back of the head of Liv Morgan off the mat. And this is an impromptu match. This was not a scheduled match, ladies and gentlemen. This was an impromptu match for the Women's Championship. And it is happening right now as Bayley shakes off that bulldog. Now both women tie up in the center of the ring. Of course, like I said last week, referee breaking up the hold. As I said last week, Liv Morgan stole Dominic Mysterio's shirt last week and had him chase her around the entire building. She said, "You want it back? You gotta follow me into this ambulance." And Dominic did. What happened in that ambulance? I have no clue. But whatever it is, or whatever it was, it pissed off Bayley so much to the point where she does not give a damn. She is putting her title on the line right now. Look at Bayley showing off the athleticism. Wrenching on the wrist of Morgan. Morgan trying to get out of this here. But Bayley say nuh-uh. In firm control right now. Wrist control being applied here by the women's champion. Sorry, I'm a little startled at the moment. I was not expecting SmackDown to kick off with a women's championship match. That again was not scheduled, mind you. Can you imagine if Liv Morgan was to upset Bayley here? How much would that change? That would change everything. Heading onto the road to WrestleMania. Now look at this. Oh, what a thing of beauty. Beautiful back elbow from the second rope there. That was beautiful. Couldn't have timed it any better. That's why she's the women's champion, folks. And now, oh, look at this. Crucifix pin here by the challenger. And no, a kick out at 1. Bayley rolling to the outside. Trying to regroup here. Buries some forearms into the face of Morgan and follows it up with a suplex. Now it's Morgan. Rolls out to the outside. And Bayley giving chase here. But she might have just fell for a trap as Bayley gets sent right into the barricade. And a little bit of possum being played there by the challenger. And now, oh, wait a second. Oh, this time it's Morgan that gets sent into the barricade. Bayley is pissed off. She is tired of Liv Morgan's mind games towards Dominic Mysterio. And it seems like the wedge that she's been trying to create between the two has finally come to fruition from the looks of it, as Bayley drops a knee right across the chest. Now Bayley heading up to the top rope here, looking to super fly, and she connects with all of it. Cover here to put away Liv Morgan to retain the women's championship, and no, just barely kicking out at 2 does Liv Morgan. Now Bayley, perhaps thinking Rose playing here, but Morgan able to counter it. Sets Bayley down. Now, oh man. Double foot stomp, and wait, Morgan's not done, and a drop kick off the... Bouncing off the ropes there, connecting with a drop kick, and that takes out the champ. Now just beeling Bayley with a fistful of hair. Does Liv Morgan, and now Morgan and up to the top rope. You know she can do some serious damage there, but Bayley cuts her off. Not letting that happen. Bayley has been the women's champion since the very beginning of Universe Mode. No one has been able to beat her for that title. Now again, Morgan getting set down. Or Bayley getting set down, excuse me. Morgan sending Bayley off the ropes, and now look at that hip toss. Wait a second, on the outside. I thought Dom was sent to the back. I thought his ass got put in timeout, but wait a second, Dominic Mysterio has a chair. The hell's he planning on doing with that? And the referee's distracted by Omega and Priest on the outside. The hell is going on here? What is Dominic doing? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Do not tell me Dominic is doing what I think he's doing right now. Dominic has just turned his back on Bayley, handing the steel chair to Liv Morgan. You have got to be kidding me. The referee still has his back turned. He's dealing with Priest and Omega, and a chair shot right across the head. You've got to be kidding me. Dominic Mysterio just turned on Bayley in the middle of this women's championship match, and again Bayley kicking out, and Morgan's frustrated. Bayley's still in this, but for how much longer? The odds are not in her favor right now. An Oblivion by Liv Morgan. Do we have a new champion to put away Bayley? And oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. What the hell just happened? We've got a new women's champion. Liv Morgan is the new WWE Women's Champion. And you can give the assist to that damn dirty Dominic Mysterio. Absolutely massive way to kick off SmackDown tonight. No, that son of a bitch. That son of a bitch. Dominic Mysterio has joined the Dissension. And he leaps from one champion to the next. You want to talk about ruin SmackDown with an iron fist? Well, the Dissension has just stood the landing. Triple H and Shawn Michaels already in the Georgia Dome getting ready for tomorrow night. But right now we have a war on our hands that is about to take place. For months, Chase U has been trying to shake the thorn in their side that is Logan Paul. And after months of endless bullying, it all comes to a head tonight. Go big or go home. That is the story for Chase U here tonight. As Hudson waves the flag proud. I got a feeling we're in for a fun one here, folks. Chase U is ready to go to war. Well, his theme song says that he's so humble. But let's be real. When it comes to Logan Paul, it's anything but. And Chase U has found that out firsthand on several occasions. Whether it's from the hands of Logan Paul, from the hands of Big Bronson Reed, or Matt Cardona. And you have to think, Chase U would love to rid themselves of this Logan Paul vortex, but you know damn well Logan Paul would love to not have Chase U be a part of his life anymore. This is the final battle here tonight between these two factions. All 6 of these men will be competing in Royal Rumble Sunday in the men's Royal Rumble match. And here we go, match underway, and it is pure chaos. As Cardona takes out Duke Hudson, and wait a second. Andre Chase rolling up the big man and Bronson Reed. It is all sorts of chaos breaking out right now. It is so hard to keep track of what is happening right now. Logan Paul getting suplexed on the back of his head by Nathan Frazier. And Reed gets taken out by a DDT by Duke Hudson and a kick out at 1. It is going to take a lot more than that to take out Team Prime, but Big Bronson Reed just got clotheslined over the top rope. And Logan Paul taking out Frazier. And wait a second, Paul going for the cover and a kick out at 1 by Frazier. Duke Hudson dealing with Matt Cardona. It is all out chaos here in this match as Bronson Reed goes after Andre Chase. But Chase able to escape, but not for long. Takes out Reed, but here comes Matt Cardona with a release German suplex, taking out Andre Chase, and now Hudson all alone. It is 3-on-1. Hudson is all by himself, but damn it, he is going to try. But Bronson Reed taking out the big man, the muscle of Chase U, and takes him out with a German suplex. And a cover here by Reed, and a kick out at 2. Now Cardona heading up to the top rope, trying to take out Frazier. As Paul gets sent right into the post on the outside. Nathan Frazier is all alone by himself with Matt Cardona and Bronson Reed. And an accidental chair shot lands on Reed by Cardona, but Cardona still taking out Nathan Frazier. As Andre Chase and Logan Paul continuing to go after each other on the outside. And now a drop kick from Bronson Reed taking out Chase, or my mistake, Duke Hudson, forgive me, this match is all over the place. Feels like it's been very even so far, but right now Team Prime seems to be taking the advantage right now. Andre Chase gets taken out by Bronson Reed, and holy hell, the strength of Duke Hudson taking out Bronson Reed. And Frazier able to break up that pin attempt by Logan Paul. Now Frazier just getting absolutely launched by Reed. And perhaps Reed looking for a tsunami, no, and Frazier able to get out of the way. Frazier averting disaster there. And meanwhile on the outside, Hudson dealing with Cardona. And Frazier perhaps looking to take flight in a frog splash from the second rope to the big man. Now Hudson trying to end this one here. And now a kick out at 2 by the big man. And now here comes Cardona. This match has been moving at 100 miles an hour since the opening bell. And Andre Chase still going after Logan Paul on the outside here. Frazier picking up a chair, going to town on Cardona here. And you know that's got to be a feel-good moment for him. After Cardona and Chelsea Green turned on him and Thea Hale at Survivor Series. And of course, speaking of Thea Hale, she will be in action later on tonight against Shotzi for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. The inaugural Women's Intercontinental Championship. That is yet to be determined. But it shall be determined later tonight as Paul gets absolutely dropped on his head on the outside. Now Cardona all alone with Chase Hughes, Andre Chase, and Duke Hudson. Now everyone getting back in the ring here, and it is all out chaos once again, as if it wasn't already. Springboard from Paul takes out Duke Hudson. And once again, Hudson all by himself with Cardona and Paul. Andre Chase trying to neutralize the big man Bronson Reed. He's breaking down here. Look at Cardona launching himself over the top rope to take out Duke Hudson. Now Paul getting suplexed into the barricade. Paul is fused into the barricade. I think he might be glitched. And he is stuck in the crowd. It is now a 2-on-3 handicap match. Logan Paul basically becoming a non-factor here, leaving Cardona and Reed for the Wolves pretty much. But they seem to be handling the job just fine as Cardona takes out Duke Hudson, but not for long. As Frazier, holy hell, look at that, drops the elbow across the chest, takes out Cardona, and now wait a second, oh, out of the ring goes Andre Chase. That was a nasty spill on the outside for Chase. Down goes Frazier. And Bronson Reed turning into a one-man wrecking crew, taking out everybody. Logan Paul is stuck on the outside. There is nothing he can do. He is glitched to the outside. Thanks, 2K. Meanwhile, back in the ring. Look at the strength of Duke Hudson. Impact so large it took out his own man. And Bronson Reed just barely getting the shoulder up, but you gotta think it's only a matter of time at this point. It's a 2-on-3 handicap match at this point. As Frazier signaling for Reed to get back up. It is now 1-on-3. Bronson Reed being left for the Wolves. And a super kick. He drops the big man. Here comes Cardona. And a drop kick right to the back of the head of Duke Hudson. That was nasty. This one breaking down here. Sitting down Cardona does Nathan Frazier. And now Frazier heading up to the top rope, perhaps to put this thing away. And a Phoenix Splash, a thing of beauty to put away Team Prime. And they do it. Chase U has finally conquered the demon of Logan Paul. And it couldn't have come at a better time. And if you're Thea Hale, you've got to be extremely motivated heading into your match later tonight. Statement win by Chase U. And I can't say I feel bad for Logan Paul, because I really don't. With all due respect, Chelsea Green's had that slap coming for a long time. But ladies and gentlemen, she has brought the TCB into Atlanta. And she is donning the mask of war here tonight. Because ladies and gentlemen, we are about to find out who will be crowned the first ever Women's Intercontinental Champion. A very surprising finals, to say the least. A lot of heavy contenders were competing for this opportunity. And Shotzi and Thea Hale just so happened to make the cut here tonight. We saw this past week on Monday Night Raw, Alexa Bliss beat Charlotte Flair to become the first ever Women's United States Champion. We are about to witness the second half of history, and that mask is creepy as hell. Well, we heard Andre Chase tell Thea Hale just a few weeks ago that she was Chase U's MVP. And now tonight, brand new theme song, new presentation. It is put up or shut up time for the young Thea Hale. And this is easily the biggest match of her entire career, of her entire young career. Thea Hale, one of the youngest superstars in the WWE today. And she gets to fight for the Women's Intercontinental Championship here tonight. And you have to think, with Chase U picking up the win over Team Prime just a little bit ago, perhaps luck is truly on the side of Chase U's MVP. But let us not forget, Shotzi, well, this isn't her first rodeo. Shotzi has cut her teeth down in the independent circuit and here in Universe Mode. She hasn't been the most successful when the brights have been the lightest. Or when the lights have been the brightest, excuse me. I'll get there. But tonight may very well be a different story. As Thea Hale showing some aggression early on to start this match here. This isn't the first time these two have gone one-on-one. Last time these two went on one-on-one, it was a match to determine who would go on to the Women's War Games match. Of course, Shotzi came out victorious in that matchup. And oh, what a kick there by Shotzi. But in that match, Thea Hale was very impressive, to say the least. And now she has improved and grown so much as a competitor ever since that match. And now, taking out the knee does Thea Hale. She has been training her ass off ever since she got the opportunity to become a competitor here in Universe Mode. And tonight might very well be the culmination of all that hard work that she has been putting in. And believe me, man, she has been putting in the work. You know, just a slap right across the face. Shotzi respects Thea Hale, but she has one goal and one goal only tonight, and that is to win that Women's Intercontinental Championship. Same goes for Thea Hale, but the question is, with this match, who wants it more? And we are about to find out. Holy hell, what a discus forearm there, excuse me. And now Shotzi lighting up Thea Hale with all sorts of kicks and a knee strike there. Now setting down the young Thea Hale. Hooks the leg to be crowned the new Women's Intercontinental Champion. No. On the heels of the Royal Rumble, who will be walking into the Women's Rumble as the new Women's Intercontinental Champion? And now Thea Hale off the second rope, but Shotzi able to get the knees up at the last second there. That was a nasty landing for Hale. And now face buster for Shotzi, who takes advantage. Rookie mistake there by Thea Hale. And now going for the elbow drop, Shotzi misses all of it. And if you're Thea Hale, you gotta keep your foot on the gas pedal. And now look at this. Spoke too soon. Both women cannot land an arsenal from the top rope. Both women going for broke. Both women getting no reward. Leapfrog by Thea Hale. And now look at this, an arm drag. Takes out Shotzi. A lot more physical in this match is Thea Hale. Throwing some solid forearms and some kicks. Here at Shotzi and a kick out at 2. Shotzi's still very much in this thing. Now going for broke with a moonsault. Nobody home. Shotzi able to get out of the way there. But Thea Hale, again, keeping the pressure on. This is smart. This is a good strategy here. Shotzi is a veteran, and oh man! Vertical suplex. How do you do, Thea Hale? Shotzi, very much a veteran in this game. Knows a thing or two about competing for titles, and a big splash off the top rope to put away Thea Hale. No, just barely. That was 2 1/4 there. Shotzi knows she can't get frustrated in a big time match like this. Goes after the knees. Thea Hale now looking for a kick, but Hale able to get out of the way, ducks it. Now sends Shotzi into the corner. And say what you want about Thea Hale, she is looking even more impressive in this match than she did in the first match between these two in a tornado DDT by Shotzi. And you can easily say the same thing about this crazy girl, Shotzi, who has been heavily slept on in this SmackDown Women's Division, and a suicide dive by Shotzi connecting with the tope. Takes out Thea Hale. You have to wonder, is this too much pressure for Thea Hale? Are the lights too bright tonight for Thea Hale? Sliced bread by Shotzi. Now Shotzi looking to call ball game here. Top rope senton connects with all of it right across the ribs of Thea Hale. Is it enough to become the new Women's Intercontinental Champion? And Shotzi takes it home. Alexa Bliss on Monday Night Raw. Shotzi on Friday Night SmackDown. History has been made. Your new Women's Intercontinental Champion. Shotzi couldn't have it any other way. What a match. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow it officially begins. We are on the road to WrestleMania, and it all kicks off with Royal Rumble Saturday, as Drew McIntyre and John Cena, who have been doing press tours in Atlanta this week, go one-on-one for the World Heavyweight Championship. And of course, that is not all. Royal Rumble Sunday. And as Triple H said, one man and one woman will determine the road to WrestleMania going forward. And it all starts at the Royal Rumble as Jey Uso challenges for the WWE Championship against his cousin, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. And it all goes down starting tomorrow on Royal Rumble Saturday. You'll have the World Heavyweight Championship between John Cena and Drew McIntyre. And then, of course, the Women's Royal Rumble match. But before we can get to that, our last stop before Royal Rumble Saturday, it is our main event of the evening. Of course, last week we saw Finn Balor interrupt the main event between LA Knight and Rey Mysterio, who were putting on a fantastic match for the Intercontinental Championship. But Finn Balor had his marching orders from the Dissension. And based off of how things are playing out tonight, those marching orders are very much clear, and that is bring the Intercontinental Championship to the Dissension. We already saw Liv Morgan beat Bayley to become the new WWE Women's Champion. Will Finn Balor do the same here in tonight's Triple Threat? Of course, Finn Balor will be entering in a lower entry spot in the Royal Rumble due to him being on the losing end of things at War Games. Same can be said about this man. Yeah! LA Knight called his shot. Challenged Rey Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship, and he was so close to taking the belt for his own if it wasn't for the Prince. Now tonight, he looks to shut the mouth of the Prince and take that Intercontinental Championship for himself. He said it himself. He's going to win the Intercontinental Championship and the Royal Rumble. Those are the words of the megastar. Those are some mighty, bold claims to make. Just goes to show how big the confidence is of LA Knight. Yeah. Rey Mysterio has held the Intercontinental Championship for the last 2 weeks after beating Dominic Mysterio, his own son, at Clash at the Castle. And within those 2 weeks, Mysterio has already proven to be a fighting champion. And we already saw a surprise tonight. Dominic Mysterio joining the Dissension to kick off the show here tonight. Could we potentially be in for another surprise? Twists and turns about here on the road to WrestleMania. But Rey Mysterio looking to keep his path crystal clear. But he has a tall task ahead of him here tonight. But if there's one thing that this industry has taught me, it's never count out Rey Mysterio. Under no circumstances do you count out Rey Mysterio in any situation. He is a legend for a reason. And I got a feeling we are about to witness something special here. And right off the bat, LA Knight, big boot to Mysterio, dropping the legend right off the bat. And Finn Balor having to break things up. And LA Knight trying to take charge of this match early on, going right after Balor. You know, there's some major animosity between these two. And a neck breaker takes out Balor, but Mysterio's right there, taking out the megastar. And now going right after Balor. Of course, all three of these men will be in the men's Rumble on Royal Rumble Sunday. And what a DDT there by Mysterio. And it's followed up by a sling blade by Balor. This match moving a million miles an hour. Balor taking out LA Knight and gets met with the Hurricane Rana. And now moonsault there. I don't know if Mysterio got all of it, as LA Knight tosses Mysterio out of the ring. And now look at this, Balor buries LA Knight right in the center of the ring. And now Balor, what the hell is Balor thinking here? Over the top rope, but gets none of it. Mysterio able to evade. That was a nasty landing for the Prince, as Mysterio with a top rope senton takes out the Prince. A horrible turn of events for Finn Balor. Now look at LA Knight. LA Knight with a kendo stick, trying to take out Mysterio, but gets taken out by a Hurricane Rana instead. Meanwhile, Balor's back in the ring as LA Knight eats a post on the outside. Here comes Balor taking out Mysterio with a backbreaker on the outside. Knees right to the spine. And now Balor over the top rope. Balor putting on a clinic. Flipping himself over the top rope, taking out LA Knight. And just like that, Mysterio back in it using that kendo mystic. Now finally a semblance of order here, as LA Knight and Rey Mysterio back in the ring. LA Knight trying to take control of this triple threat match, hanging up Rey Mysterio to dry over the top rope. And now look at LA Knight. Oh my god. Springboard dropkick over the top rope, and it gets interrupted by a sling blade. And meanwhile, Mysterio, holy hell, drops Finn Balor with a DDT. And now Mysterio, king of the ropes, takes out LA Knight. The champ is in control. In a cover here to LA Knight to try to put this one away. And a kick out at one by the Megastar. You know the Dissension is watching this one with open eyes in the back. And oh man, a nasty brainbuster there by Finn Balor. And now again, a kendo stick being brought into the match by LA Knight. Now look at Balor. That plan absolutely backfiring on LA Knight, as Balor absolutely wailing away on both competitors. The momentum definitely in the favor of the Dissension after the way this show started, that's for damn sure. Now LA Knight slamming down Balor. Now what is Rey Mysterio thinking here? No, well, I guess we'll never know. It's LA Knight getting rid of Mysterio. And just like that, Balor is quick as a cat, getting back into this thing. Now Balor off the ropes. Look at Mysterio. Tornado DDT. Tilt-a-whirl DDT by the GOAT. Now Mysterio. Perhaps thinking West Coast pop, but oh, gets caught with a powerbomb there for his troubles. Balor had that one scouted. Now Balor sends Mysterio out of the ring. LA Knight tries to cut off Balor, but eats a flurry of offense instead. Now Balor with LA Knight on his shoulders and a gut buster, burying the knees right into the abdomen. And Balor is on fire right now. And I can't say I'm all that surprised, considering the momentum the Dissension has at the moment. Now Balor, perhaps thinking coup de grace, takes out LA Knight with an axe handle. And now trying to take this one out, trying to get this one, and LA Knight is there to break things up. LA Knight trying to go for the BFT there. But Finn Balor burying the elbow right into the chest. Now LA Knight trying to pick up the scraps of Balor. Trying to pick up the scraps, and no, Balor breaking that up. LA Knight, pesky as ever, does not want to go away. Now look at Balor. Coup de grace to LA Knight. But Rey Mysterio playing defense, not allowing Balor to get separation. No, perhaps I spoke too soon. LA Knight. Finn Balor picks up the W. We have a new Intercontinental Champion. And the Dissension have officially taken over SmackDown in one night. Ladies and gentlemen, with a new Intercontinental Champion crowned, all that's left is the Royal Rumble. I will see you on Saturday and Sunday.